Are you worried that the grass cutting season is just around the corner and the ground is soaked? Hello YouTube, it's Rob, Maxwells Grass Cutting Services, based in the northeast of England. Hope everybody's well and having a really good day. Today's video, I want to talk about, is there a need to be worried? Should we be worried? I've been speaking to a chap who's based in Lincolnshire, and apparently it's just horrendous. They've suffered terribly from floods, and most of his gardens are still soaked through, and unless he gets at least 4 weeks of dry weather, he won't be mowing any lawns anytime soon. Am I worried? A little bit is the answer. But based in the northeast of England, we haven't had it too bad. Yes, it's been a wet winter. Yes, it was a wet end to the season, and it makes it feel like the winter season's been longer than ever before. I'm not sure if I say that every year, but it certainly feels like it. So what am I going to do? Well, I was going to start cutting lawns on the 11th of March, try and pinch a week, but I've decided not to. I'm pushing it back to the day after St. Patrick's Day, Monday the 19th of March, and that'll be my week one on my regular mowing. And there will be a couple of lawns in the fortnightly mowing sort of cycle where I probably won't be able to get on, or won't be able to get on the back lawn. And it's mainly new builds. I find that new builds are built on sort of farmland which floods. It's a fact of life. Probably get sued for that, but that's my experience. So I will lose out a little bit. So what am I going to do? I'm going to try and diversify. Now, I know I get a lot of stick on YouTube saying, all he does is mow lawns. I don't. I have quite a lot of garden maintenance work. I do quite a few winter tidies and garden tidies. And now I'm working with Ian during the winter months. We do quite a lot of hedges. And I've got to say, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Why didn't I do hedges historically? Reason is, they're really challenging with one person, and my Hendon ladders, my 6 feet tripod Hendon ladders, you can only go so high with them before it gets dangerous. Now Ian, he's got an old rickety pair of decorators ladders. He's going to love me for saying that. And what they are is that they come together as like a 3-run set of ladders, and when they come out they're like that, and then they go up like that. Does that make sense? So it's like an A-frame with a sort of a chute that goes over, and they're quite sturdy, and they're allowing us to get up sort of that extra couple of feet, 3-4 feet, get that tall hedge where you're not working above yourself. The hedge trimmer's sort of in line with your chest and you're coming down on the top of it. So I've been thinking, going forward, we're doing a bit of a marketing campaign at the minute. Anybody who follows me Facebook page, they will see that I'm advertising the hedge work we do, and we're getting lots of inquiries. Ian's doing the same. We're getting quite a lot of work, and we've sort of marketed it. Our marketing strategy has been, let's try and get the hedges cut before the bird nesting season starts. And people like that. They like to, you're just pointing out to them that it's best to get it done now than wait till sort of April, May, June time when the birds are nesting. And people like to be sort of eco-friendly now, don't they? And they like to be kind to nature, and it seems to be working because we're getting lots of inquiries. But going forward, what do I think I need to do? I love Ian's ladders. I know I'm joking, they're canny, but they're not Hendon, and I've got the 6-foot Hendon ladders, and they're amazing, but they'll only go so high. You can exchange the feet, extend the feet, sorry, my apologies, so they go to 7 feet, but you're still struggling for the taller hedges. And I find Mr. and Mrs. Cannybody, if the hedge isn't that tall, they'll have a go at it themselves. But once it gets to a certain level, they didn't want an hour, and that's when they give you the call. And there's a saying, the higher the hedge, the higher the price. It's got to be, hasn't it? A, because of the risk factor, and B, because of specialist equipment. So my thoughts going forward are, over this season, as long as I don't have any major breakdowns, I'll be looking to put some roof bars on the van, and looking into investing in the next level of Hendon ladders, probably the 10 foots. I'll go and see them, physically put my hands on them. I won't just buy them online, and I'll see how big 10 foots are. So what do you think? A 10 foot's the ideal sort of ladder for your taller hedges, or would you go 12 feet? I've heet that 12 feet are just too big. So that's what I'll do. Probably go for the 10-foot tripod, fully adjusted Hendon ladders, roof bars on the van, and then that allow myself and Ian to sort of target that higher end hedge work, the higher hedge, which we haven't been able to do. We're doing it at the minute with his ladders, but if I'm honest, we need one on the ladder hanging on for dear life, and me up. It's usually me as well on top, you know. I'm 5'8", he's 6'2". How come he gets to bloody hold the ladder and I'm doing the top of the things? But that's hedge work is preventing me from worrying so much because of the diversification, and I wish I'd done it a long time ago. But you know, when you start out, you spend your money and you think you're going to go down one direction, which is lawn care, and it's what I've done. And you know, I cut a lot of lawns, I do a lot of weed and feed treatments, I do scarification, but then you realise you're trying to extend that garden sort of season, and the hedge work does that. The backpack plower, that does it with the leaf clearance. The scarification work does it early on, but you know, we need as many sort of strings to our bow as possible. So that's where we're going with that. I'm going to try and get more hedge work, and fingers crossed we get some dry weather in the northeast. You know what? The weather forecast, my God. They've said every day this week it's going to rain, and we've had very little rain in the northeast. Fingers crossed. I don't want to give it the evil eye, but you cannot trust them weather apps, can you? Do you know what? If every time you looked at one of them weather apps, you took it serious, you'd be sat in the house all day. You've just got to get out there, haven't you? But I also want to offer an apology. And that apology is, I promised I was going to do loads of footage, right? But it's so time consuming, and I've been up to there this week. It's sort of exploded the work-wise, been that busy. And I just haven't had time. I've got some footage to edit, my first cuts of the season, using my HRX 476 rear roller. I've had loads of questions about, Rob, you know, requests, do footage of your mowers. We want to see what's your favourite mower. Well, my favourite mower is your Honda HRX 537, but I do like the rear roller 476. But last year I had a lot of big lawns. I've lost a few this year because I put the prices up, and I can only get one mower on the back of this van. It's a Citroen Berlingo long wheelbase. So I used to take the 537 out. Going forward, I'll be trying to use that rear roller, the 476, more this season to put a lot of stripes down. I've replaced a few customers and the small to medium lawns, and I think it'll work with a 476. I won't need the big 537 coming out of me as much as I did last year and the year before. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, laying down a few stripes. I know some people say that they don't do stripes, and majority of the time I don't, but if you can, it makes a hell of a difference. But again, I apologise, there's not been a lot of footage. It will change. I am going to try and get lots of footage going forward, but I find the editing so time consuming. I'm no computer genius, but I'm going to try my best. I promise I am going to try my best. If I could get somebody to do my editing for me, I tell you what, that would be amazing. That would just save me a lot of headache. But there you go. So the grass cutting season's just around the corner. Am I worried? A little bit. Are you worried? Let me know. Where are you based in the sort of UK? And is it still soaked? I live in a place called Low Fell, which is a borough of Gateshead, and we're on a big hill. We live in the valley. We've got the Team Valley at the bottom. The other side we've got Wickham. Excuse me, and this side we've got Low Fell, so everything goes down the bottom, so it drains off quite nice. And I'd imagine if you live in the likes of Lincolnshire, North Nottinghamshire, Norfolk, it's as flat as a pancake, isn't it? And I wouldn't imagine that the rain sort of has a runoff, and some of the gardens will be soaked. So fingers crossed for some dry weather, and I hope everything works out for you. But try not to be too worried. It's been a long old winter. I think it's been longer than normal because we had the wet sort of end to the season, so it ended it very abruptly, and then it's been a bit of a drag, hasn't it? And I know if you're like me, your winter funds getting depleted and you just can't wait to get that mower out and start earning some coin. Anyway, thanks very much. Appreciate everybody who watches. I appreciate all your positivity. We won't let any of the negativity get us down. It's not what we do. It's all about being positive and trying to help everybody. So thanks for all your messages. Thanks for all your comments. I'll try and get back to every single one of them, and I'll see you on the next one, and hopefully there'll be some footage soon, right? Take care. Have a great weekend, and remember, when the green gold's growing, keep mowing. See you soon. Take care.